Hey guys, Chipmunk7 here again, but you Common Chip, and I'm back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the new update, but mainly the weapon refines in this update because they are really cool. I was actually not going to do this, but once I got a good look at them, I figured might as well do a video because they are insane. The Year 3 Brave units and some legendary refines are pretty clean. Let's quickly go over what is in the update. Before the weapon refine stuff, Ephraim got his little remix, attack defense solo 4 and solar brace 2. Solar brace 2 being really good, it stops guard from hitting him, so he can get gale force off a lot easier. Attack defense solo 4 also really good for him. He wants to be alone anyway. I actually ended up sacrificing a winter Ephraim a long time ago for attack defense solo 3, and now, I was debating on giving him Tech Defense Solo 4 a while ago, and it's a good thing I didn't, because he got it for free. So that's cool. I don't have Legendary Hector, but Crafty Fighter and Osteus Pulse 2, very neat. We also got Hero's Journey stuff. Hero's Journey was pretty cute for what it was. It was very small, but the rewards were pretty decent. So, pretty cute. Neat little extra update there. New Ephemera units, great. Flora and then Nephany as well, Dancer Nephany. And then the weapon refines we will get to in a sec, and then just some extra whatever, who cares. But the weapon refines for this update are crazy. So let's get to them right now. These are the only units I have that are in this weapon refine. There was also normal Ephraim, but it's just because normal Ephraim can have Flame Segment as well, so that's whatever. And I have the descriptions for the other units as images that'll pop up in a little bit. So let's look quickly at Ephraim, who I've already given attack defense solo 4 and solar brace 2. Flame Segment refine is a lot better than base Flame Segment, which normally he had to be like away from your allies, which is kind of bad in a sense if he doesn't get Gale Force off and can get back to safety. But either way, now with Flame Segment refine, he gets his attack plus 3, I think that's normal, yes. But if he initiates combat or is not adjacent to an ally, which he's gonna probably be solo anyway, attack defense plus 4. That's small, but it's good for what it is, especially paired with this, so he gets 11 attacking defense as long as he's solo, which is really good. And he makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, so no more having to have like enemies there be more enemies than your teammates, whatever with that. That kind of sucked anyway. But also, at start of combat, if he has greater than 25% HP, inflicts attack defense minus 5, so even more. So instead of just 11, it's basically 16 attack and defense. Pretty strong. And he gets a blade out of it. So he gets his special cooldown charge plus 1. You don't even need to run heavy blade anymore. In his seal slot, you could run attack defense solo in his seal slot if you want, and that's crazy. Or quicken pulse because he doesn't have a special cooldown count minus 1, so Gale Force is still 5 cooldown, which kind of stinks. But in the sense of this refine is really good, so I think it's worth a little bit of a downgrade in that sense. But really strong weapon refine right there. Eliwood, and I think personally, Eliwood and Ulm got like the best weapon refines from this, because if we look at this, his effective against all non-humans is crazy. And then speed plus 3, which is normal, and then normally if he initiated combat, just spectrum plus 4. So that's still pretty good. But now if he initiates or is within 2 spaces of an ally, he gets spectrum plus 5 and neutralizes effects that prevent units follow-up attack. So that's really strong by itself. But if he initiates combat within 2 spaces of an ally again, he gets another spectrum plus 5. So if he has this refine, he gets a spectrum plus 10 to everything if he initiates. And also dodge damage reduction with his speed. And luckily I have a plus speed Eliwood, despite him being minus attack. He also comes with Swift Sparrow 3. So on top of plus 10 attack and speed, and then the defenses, he gets another 6 and 7. So that's insanely strong. That's absolutely crazy. Just plus 10 to everything is so powerful. and I don't even know. People might use them way more often now. Swift Mulligear finally getting its refine after uh, normal Brave Lynn had her Mulligear refine a long time ago. But effective against flying foes, obviously it's a bow, grants res +3, which is normal. And then if within 3 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +5. And now with her remix, if she's within 2 spaces of an ally, she gets attack speed, defense res +6. And then also her basically being Shamir with this weapon, or with this new Laws of Decay, which is really cool. What was it? To unit during combat, and also during combat, disables skills of all foes, excluding foe in combat. So she basically gets Brahmamon's Impenetrable Dark, which is crazy by itself. But that's really neat because Lyn is probably one of the more lacking legendary units. So this just helps her a little bit more, which is really cool. And if she initiates combat, or if the foe has above 75%, she deals damage equal to 15% of her speed, and grants another attack and speed +5. So if she's within 3 spaces of an ally, she gets attack speed +5, and then another attack speed +5, and then +6 from here, and then with her joint drive speed, another 4. So that's a lot. And again, same as my Ellie would, I have a plus speed minus attack Lyn, so that's pretty cool as well. Now we have Micaiah, fairly normal. I think this is one of the more normal ones. Against Armored and Cavalry, normal Micaiah stuff, res +3, which is also normal. And then the what's it called? The Broadleaf weapon, which is normal. And then at start of combat, if foe's HP is greater than 75%, or if penalty is active on foe, grants attack speed defense res +4. And I think this actually, yes. So if she has a attack speed sabotage built into Yoon's Whispers, so if they have a penalty from that, then she gets Spectrum +4 from, so that helps her even more. And then because of the penalty, the normal Broadleaf deal goes off, so that's extra strong. And then if she initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, attack res +6 and guaranteed follow-up. So basically like how normal Micaiah's Refine went, a guaranteed follow-up is always really nice. So also very, very strong. Now let's go to Kana, which I have right here. If foe initiates combat, or if foe's HP is greater than 75%, at start of combat, Spectrum +4. So basically a Spectrum stance, which is pretty normal. And a lot of dragons tend to run, defensive dragons tend to run distant counter, so this works out. And also, if he's within 3 spaces of an ally, another Spectrum +4, and restore 7 HP. This is also probably one of the more regular or normal-ish, non-overpowered refines from this bunch. I have it set up that Alm would have been next, but let's go to Camilla over here, because she's another pretty normal one. Foe cannot counterattack, which is just dazzling, because she's a healer. If unit initiates combat, and it's so Swift Sparrow, pretty normal, and then Gravity as well. So pretty regular, but at start of turn, inflicts defense res -7 on foes within 3 columns and 3 rows, centered on unit, through the next action. And if she initiates, another attack and speed +6. So pretty strong, but also still pretty regular. And now I think the definite winner of this refined bunch is Brave Alm with the Draco Falchion Refine. Effective against Dragon foes, which is normal for Falchion, grants attack +3, which I believe is normal. I don't have one to show off, but still. At the start of turn, unit can move 1 extra space. That by itself is crazy. That's insane. And just very, very helpful. So it's like Legendary Sigurd, how he just gets his extra space movement. But it does not stack after just the extra one space, so can't go extra 2 spaces or anything like that from like Sigurd's attack, or Annette's rally, or Legendary Azura's dance, something like that. But either way, very strong, very useful. If unit initiates combat or is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack or Spectrum +5 during combat. So that's pretty good. That by itself is pretty good. If we look at the actual refined part, at start of combat, if Alm is above 25%, grants Spectrum +5 again. So another Spectrum +10, just like Ellie would. And also, if they are physical and Alm is faster, neutralizes effects that prevent units follow-up attack and foe cannot counterattack. Which means he has Wind Sweep and also the follow-up neutralizer for Wind Sweep built into his weapon. So he can run the much easier to attain Water Sweep from Soren in his B slot, and as long as he's faster, it's a Fire Sweep weapon, basically. But he can retaliate on enemy phase. So he's insanely useful and really strong because he gets Spectrum +5, not just attack and speed +5. So he's also fairly bulky in that sense. So if you have attack speed solo as his A skill, whatever his C skill could be, he could run Gale Force and he'd have Times Pulse or something, and then Heavy Blade in the Seal slot. That he's like, if he doesn't one shot, he is completely safe in that sense, and that is really, really powerful because if he does Gale Force, he gets that one extra space. So if he's not going to attack again, he could just back off. And I really wish I had a Brave Alm now, but I don't because I used him for threat and attack speed a long time ago. So either way, that is crazy strong, and I am definitely going to keep the next Brave Alm I get. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. These refines are crazy. So let me know what y'all think. If y'all are like Lyn lovers, like I know a lot of people love Lyn, I know a lot of people love Micaiah. Eliwood's also very much up there, and Ephraim is one of my favorites. Alm, Camilla, even Kana, all have fans out there. So let me know what y'all think of these refines and the update itself, I guess. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. But until then, goodbye.